Alright. What's up, guys? Been a little bit. How long has it been? My last video was uploaded around last month and 2 days ago, since I checked. You'll probably see this video by tomorrow, so yeah. I'm gonna try to make this video as long as I possibly can without, hating myself. And I'm not gonna talk too much because I know you guys, want to hear the what if and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sorry again. I mean, school's over, so I'm gonna start uploading a bit more. I say that a lot, so I'm not even gonna make sure that I promise anything because I can't really even keep the promise. So yeah. And if you want to remember what happened last time, check out my first part of What If Deku Was a Red Hood. And yeah, if you wanna know when I upload my videos super weirdly and without any sort of schedule, subscribe. A lot of you guys probably have considered unsubscribing, which I mean I get. I haven't been uploading shit lately, so shoot, I'll get it. And I'll try to get a newer link to my Discord and then put it in the description for all you guys to join, because a few people have told me that it's older. Yeah. And I said I wouldn't ramble, but right now I'm rambling. Alright, let's get back to the video. So, last time, Deku did some stuff. He escaped his dad's house. He got trained by Aizawa. He got killed on TV. He came back. He met his younger brother. He met Fuyumi and saved her. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. That was like a small recap, but if you want to know everything that happened, check out the last part. Alright, so basically, Deku, okay, so Deku, he's just chilling out, right? And, he did hear All Might talk about giving, Deku, alright, yeah, I forgot I have to call him Jason, fuck, alright, so Jason does know that All Might is, training Deku, his younger brother, but he doesn't know that's his younger brother yet. He does know that All Might is training Deku, and he does see that, Deku is, cleaning up Dagobah Beach, which he does think is good training, but he is schedule's a bit weird, so, one day, Deku's heading back from training with All Might, he's heading home, right? He turns the corner, and then he sees, someone, standing in the shadows. He's like, who's there? Red steps out, or, Jason steps out, and he's like, hey, kid. He's like, oh, you're the Red Hood. You saved my life back in the tunnel. Thank you. And he's like, yeah, it's fine, kid. Whatever. But, I noticed that you've been training with All Might recently. Deku's like, yeah, I've been training with him a lot more. What's going on? He's like, for some reason, I've taken an interest in you, kid. And, I want to know what your training schedule is. Because it looks like you're training well, but you could do better. And, Deku's like, okay. And, basically, Deku hands, Red the American Dream Plan, which is basically what All Might called his routine. That's what he called it. Red looked at it. He's like, yeah, this can get worked on, right? And, Deku's like, what? Basically he turns the paper around to the blank side, and he starts writing something down using, we'll say that he has Deku for a pen and also, a book so that he could write, on the paper without it crumbling. So, he writes down, basically, a way better training plan that will get him way fitter for later on. So, Deku's like, thank you, but why are you helping me? And, Red tells him, yeah, like I said, I'm taking an interest in you, kid. You remind me a lot of someone, but I can't put my finger on it, so I want to help you out a bit. Deku thanks him, and then, they talk for a bit, and Red's like, so what's your dream? What do you want in life? He's like, I want to be the #1 hero, and, I want to save people with a smile on my face. Deku's like, not Deku, Red is like, those are some pretty basic dreams, but dreams nonetheless. You know, Deku's like, I believe I can do it. And I mean, like, and you know, Jason's like, I didn't say you couldn't. Just stick to that plan, the one I just gave you. And yeah, do well. It's gonna push you to your limits, but I think you can pull through. So after that, you know, Deku, you know, he's like, all right, man, thank you. You know, he turns around. He's like, oh, also, and then he looks back and Red's gone. And he's like, I feel like I'm gonna have to get used to that. And then, all right, time skip after that. It's been a few months of training, you know. Red's been talking to Fuyumi a lot more. He's also been training with Deku a little bit whenever All Might isn't there to make it, like isn't able to make it to the training. Basically, Red shows up and then Deku does a bit of combat training if he has the free time. But because of, you know, Red's way harsher training regimen that he gave to Deku, you know, he definitely is a lot more tired when he's like not training, but he also like is finishing cleaning the beach way faster than before. Like he'll be done like and have like a few months to spare. Since he had 10 months in Canada, we'll say he'll have 3 months to just chill out for a little bit. Which, you know, Red doesn't plan on letting him. All Might thinks, alright, now that, you know, you've cleaned up the beach at pretty record times, you know, just chill out at home, study a bit for the test and stuff like that. And, you know, Deku's like, yeah, thank you. So, you know, after that, Deku is about to head home when Red stops him and he's like, now we're gonna go do the real training. Deku's like, the real training? What do you mean? You know, basically, Red explains that now that you've finished your strength training, we're going to do combat training, me and you. You know, basically, Deku's like, combat training, but, I mean, I could punch pretty good. You know, Red's like, alright, throw a punch at me. He's like, what? He's like, throw a punch at me. Come on. As hard as he can. He's like, alright, you know, this is like, he ate the hair, but it hasn't digested yet. So he throws a punch. Red easily, like, blocks, counters, and slams Deku on the floor. Deku's like, you know, air leaves his lungs for a little bit as he has to catch his breath. He's like, oh, okay, combat training, yeah, let's do it. So after that, you know, Deku and Red start training. Well, like, for the rest of 3 months, he still studies, and Red has this fun little thing where it's like, you know, while him and Deku are, like, fighting, he'll ask him, like, pop quiz questions. Deku will have to say the right answer, or Red will, you know, punch him in the face. It's pretty fun for Red and annoying for Deku. But, you know, after the 3 months is over, Deku finally, you know, is ready to go. And, you know, he knows a bit more about One For All, and he does know it kind of breaks his bones. He went to Recovery Girl for the first part. And because Red is obviously a lot more knowledgeable than his younger counterpart, he explains to him, hey, why not just circulate the power through your whole body like All Might does? Since at this point, Red kind of figured out, like, you know, kind of could figure out what happened since he saw Deku before with, like, a Sledge villain. So he basically put the pieces together because Red's smart. So after that, you know, Deku's like, all throughout my body, and, you know, Red explains, like, yeah, if you put it all throughout your body, then it'll be evenly distributed instead of just focusing in one area. And Deku's like, he smacks himself in the face. He's like, oh, I should have thought of that. Red's like, yeah, you should have. So now, you know, Deku tries to put it through his whole body, but it strains him a little bit. And he's like, you know, try to ease the percentage a bit. Go down as much as you can. He's like, I mean, I don't really know how to do that. And, you know, basically, he's like, all right, we'll just try something. Just think of, you know, like, Red's thinking to himself, like, how the hell to do this, and he's like, just talk to All Might about it, because I don't know much about your quirk, or quirks in general, because, you know, he never really studied quirks like Deku did in canon. So, you know, he goes to All Might, he tells All Might that he figured out about full cowling, and All Might's like, yes, I did try to explain it to you, but I thought you should learn on your own, and, you know, Deku's thinking in his head, that's not really the best method, but okay, you know. It's All Might, I won't question it. So, All Might then explains how to go lower on percentages. Oop. Let me do not disturb. Sorry. All Might then does explain to go lower on the percentages on how to do that. And, after that, Deku starts getting a little bit of a hang of One For All. We'll say he is stronger than, and he, buffer than he was in canon. So we'll say he can use, in canon, after the training. So we'll say he can use, he could probably use 5% while he was in UA. So I'll say that he could use 5% right now, and then he'll slowly but surely get better. But yeah, while Deku is doing that, talking to All Might, we'll go back to Red. And, as you can tell from the story, it's not really going to just be focused on one person. It's going to be focused on Izuku and Red. Since someone in the comments basically said, hey, technically this isn't what if Deku was Red Hood. This is what if Red Hood was in My Hero Academia and was Deku's brother. And I'm like, for one, that's a lot more of a hassle to put as a title. For two, nobody's going to click that long-ass title. And for three, either way, you don't have to even be like that. I just wanted it to be funny that Red still has, his little brother. So basically, Red is just on the roof sitting down. He's talking with Fuyumi. Him and Fuyumi are getting a lot closer through these 10 months. Since, he did save her, before even, the 10 months training period. So they've basically just been talking as friends for, 10 whole months. So, they do have, some flirtatious remarks here and there, but, nothing really special, I'd say. And, what's that called? Yeah, usually they just have, some short conversations where they talk about how life's going. Red has talked about, has talked about Deku and about how he's training him, because he reminds him of someone. Should I say that she's seen him unmasked? No, she has not seen him unmasked. Not yet. So, nobody's really seen him unmasked. But yeah, Red still has a life outside of, hero work. Not really, though, because he barely does shit. He basically just occupies an abandoned building since he doesn't want to get a job. And he steals the money from criminals because either way, they probably didn't get the money legally either. So yeah, so that's basically what Red's been doing as his only source of income and food, if you're wondering. And yeah, now we're gonna go to the entrance exam. This is going to follow Izuku, of course. So Izuku, he's walking towards the front of UA, and he's like, all right, I'm about to go in. This will be, I can't wait to go in. This will be English. This will be the beginning of my adventures as a hero. So he goes to walk in. Of course, he trips, just like in canon. But, before Uraraka can go to catch him, he catches himself. Because Deku has picked up moves, of course. He's been training with Red. So, Uraraka's like, oh, I guess I didn't even need to help him. And, it's pretty obvious that Fuyumi's gonna be Red's ship, but who's gonna be Deku's ship in this one? You guys can choose whoever. Who would I pick in this? I don't even know. You could, pick Momo or maybe Intelli or someone, but I was planning on picking one of those two for, the CEO one. Speaking of CEO, do y'all like that series? Because, if y'all don't like my CEO series, it has 5K views. Y'all average about it. Might put Yandere on pause because not many of y'all messed with that one. But yeah. Alright, I was trying to think there. Perfect. So Deku, he goes through the written portions. He does pretty well since, remember the pop quiz game that they played? Basically, Deku does pretty well on it. Then after that, it comes with the robots. Of course, Deku heads to the front. Ida stops him. He's like, you shouldn't try to bother that girl. Deku's like, I just wanted to go to the front. Ida, doesn't believe him. Deku is just like, alright then, screw off. So, of course, he leaves Ida in the dust once the doors open, blasting off at probably, we'll say 2%, no, 3. We'll say he like zoomed out of there at 3%. I wouldn't say way faster than Ida, but fast enough to where Ida is like having a very hard time of like catching up to him. So, Deku with his superior like combat abilities, since he's been training a lot more, he isn't like in any way like, we'll say like Ojiro, Ojiro, he's not as good at combat as Ojiro, but he isn't like as much of a novice as he was in canon by a lot. He's way better, especially with how harsh Red Hood was with his training. But, the teachers are watching the fights, and, Aizawa does notice that, like, this guy's, like, Deku's fighting style has a few, like slight similarities to his, like, in a way. Like, they have a few moves that he would see, like, himself doing in that situation. But, obviously to a much less, like, refined degree than Aizawa's or Red's. But, this Aizawa wonders, like, how this guy knows a bit of his technique, because, of course, like, Aizawa does not take press. I mean, like, there's barely any videos of him fighting, and he normally does, like, stealth missions and stuff. So it's very, like, hard for, like, most people to get a read of his fighting style or understand it at all. So, everybody's a bit, like, surprised by it. Like, not really everybody, because not everybody's noticing, except for, we'll say, Nezu, maybe President Mike, but it's more of, like, an unconscious thing since they're friends. And Aizawa, yeah. I was gonna say maybe Midnight. Actually, yeah, we'll say Midnight, because they're friends, too. Why not? Aizawa needs buddies. After that, yeah, so Deku's just going through grabbing points and stuff. I haven't really talked too much about Bakugo, because he doesn't really have too prevalent of a say in this story. It's mostly the canon with Bakugo. He hasn't at all had any real changes, nor do most people in the classes, since the story hasn't really involved them in any way. But yeah, Deku, he's basically exactly the same. Like, everybody else is exactly the same. Deku's a bit different. Like, yeah, he still is, like, a hero fanboy, but, Red has put it in him that, like, hey, you need to not be, like, a pushover. Basically, Red's, like, Red has had some influence on him. So I'm not gonna say Deku is a completely different person, but I'm not gonna say he's the exact same person as he is in canon, because he is different. He will, like, fight back for himself and stuff like that, and he will, like, not just get pushed around like in canon. What else? Yeah, so after they finish fighting the robots and stuff like that, everybody heads home. They're waiting for their messages and mails. After a while, Izuku gets sent an envelope. It tells him, yeah, you made it to, welcome to your My Hero Academia. Or, like, welcome to your Hero Academia. It's weird. I haven't watched it in a little bit. I should rewatch My Hero for the new season that just came out. What do y'all think? Yeah. Forgive me if I go on a lot of tangents. It's been a little bit, guys, so I'm gonna have to get back to getting used to doing videos. But yeah, Deku, he, of course, like, gets back to doing whatever, like, doing the training that he's been doing, since he hasn't stopped training. He still, like, lifts weights from time to time, visits Red. They still do combat training. He does tell Red, like, hey, I made it into UA. Red's not surprised, since, Deku's pretty strong. Definitely a lot stronger than some novices who haven't been trained at all. And if you're wondering where they train, they go to, like, the forest and go out and train. Red has told him the importance of support items and how he should start using some, especially, like, stuff that'll, like, support him in ways that his powers won't. Like, we'll say, like, smoke bombs or something, or maybe, like, you know, probably, like, some sort of gun. Of course, he'd recommend some sort of, like, you know, firearm. But, you know, Deku's like, firearms, not too much my style. I'll figure something out, you know. You know, Red's confident that he will. He does also give him, like, specs for Red, like, his own costume and how, like, basically a few items work and how, like, they shock and stuff like that. Because, you know, he has the whole, like, chest shock thing that the actual Red Hood has. He also does tell him how the mask works and what it does, just in case Deku wants to, you know, make a suit of his own, you know? Because Deku did tell him that, like, at first his suit was going to be, like, based off All Might completely, but it would be better if it was based on both of his masters. So that, because, like, he thinks of Red as a master and sort of like a brother figure, while Deku also thinks of him as a younger brother figure. So, you know, that's the type of relationship they have. And then now we're gonna skip probably a week into when they enter the class. So, you know, everybody's walking, they're going to the classes and stuff like that. Deku does get lost still, that doesn't change. He finally finds a class, he walks in. We'll say, I'll refrain on the whole, like, actually, we'll say that, he did save Uraka from the robot. So, you know, Uraka's thanking him for that, and he's like, it's no problem and stuff. So after that, he's sitting down, and, you know, basically, a little bit later, Aizawa gets up, and he's like, alright, everybody shut up, you know, and shut up and sit down. Everybody does so after a little bit of questioning. Aizawa explains, I'm your, you know, homeroom teacher, and yeah, I'll be teaching you guys how to not be, you know, how to be heroes, and how to not die, basically, and, you know, everybody's like, alright, and, you know, he pulls out, like, some gym uniforms. He's like, alright, all you go outside, go change, and then go outside for Quirk evaluations. And everybody's like, evaluations? But didn't we already, like, get accepted in? And, like, what about orientation? As I was like, for one, we're not worrying about orientation. I run this class how I want to, and y'all will all listen to me. Second, you do what I say, because you all will listen to me. You know, he walks off. Everybody's like, damn, he's strict. Like he's awfully strict and stuff like that. And if you're wondering if you think maybe like, hey man, Aizawa sounds a bit more strict in this one, I mean, he lost basically his equivalent to his son because of, you know, being a fool and not being more careful about this. So, you know, of course, Aizawa was going to be a lot more strict on them, especially since he doesn't want, like, you know, his class to die, like, you know, how he remembers Red doing. Now what else? So, alright, so everybody goes, they go change, they go to the, you know, they all go to the backfield. They go to the backfield, they change, alright, so yes. Sorry, like, my brain is just, like, completely farting out. Alright, so they go to the field. Aizawa tells them, alright, the person who got first place, we'll say, just for convenience sake, that it's Bakugo. And then, you know, Bakugo throws the ball as far as he can, you know. He gets the same score as in canon, because nothing really changed with him. And then Deku goes up, he throws the ball. He doesn't break his arm, like limbs at all. But, you know, he doesn't throw it, well, I'll say he doesn't throw it quite as far as Bakugo, but he still throws it pretty far. So, you know, everybody's starting to get hyped up, and they're like, yeah, we get to use our quirks, it'll be so much fun, and stuff, and, like, you know, I thought it was like, fun? You all think this will be fun? It's like, alright, fine then. If the person who gets lowest will get expelled and kicked out of the school. And, you know, basically everybody's like, wait, that's not fair, you know, you can't just do that, you know. Aizawa was like, I can do that, and I will do that. Now, you guys better bring your A game. Yeah, better bring your A game. So, everybody starts trying their hardest to do their best. And I forgot who was in second to last. I think it might have been Invisible Girl, since Moneta got first on side to sides. But, basically, Deku did average or above average in every single category, since, like, at 2% or at, like, 3%, his quirk isn't, like, we'll say that he isn't, like, dumb strong, but he can still make pretty much shockwaves. But he doesn't like going to 5% because it kind of strains him. And, yeah. Basically, after that, Aizawa tells Moneta that it's time to go because, of course, it would be Moneta. Moneta cries as he leaves, and, they call in. If you guys want anyone from Class 1B, tell me in the comments below. I'll choose them, or I might put up a poll and be like, probably not a poll. I'll just be like, hey, who do you want from Class 1B? So, yeah, he tells everyone. Everybody's like, alright, they accept this person from Class 1B as their own, and they get back to it. And, how long have I been recording? About 26 minutes. Should I keep going? I could keep going. Alright, so after that, a few weeks later, Aizawa tells them about, oh wait, no, I'm about to skip the whole heroes versus villains. So probably a day later, All Might busts in the room. He's like, I am here, going through the door like a normal person. Everybody's like, that's not too normal, but okay. All Might does explain that they're going to be doing a hero exercise and they should put on their hero outfits. Everybody's like, alright, yeah, we finally get to, put on our new outfits and, rock the drip. Everybody's, like, psyched out and excited. Deku's also pretty excited because he gets to put on his new outfit that, of course, was inspired by All Might and Red Hood. So, All Might, everybody goes out and they wear their outfits. Everybody's outfit is basically the same except for Deku's. And everybody's like, whoa, that's a pretty cool outfit. I might, try to look for something that might look good. Or I might not. Depends on how lazy I am. But, yeah. I'm definitely gonna maybe think about it. Alright, so now, yeah, so now we're gonna do, they pull the straws and they're like, alright, so who is it gonna be? And for convenience sake, we'll stick to the canons to where it's Deku and Uraka versus Bakugo and Ida. Yeah. So, basically Deku explains that they should probably go in stealthily, and Bakugo will probably come at them first since, he's kind of hot-headed. Uraka's like, alright, so he explains what his quirk is, and she explains what her quirk is. So, Deku's like, alright, I have an idea. You hold on to me, and then, what's it called? Make me and you lighter. I'll send a small level shockwave to shoot us up. We go on the roof, and then we both jump Ida and get the bomb. And, Uraka's like, alright, that sounds like a pretty good idea. So, after that, they do that plan. They get on the roof. They break through. But we'll say that Bakugo saw them heading up through the window, so he was already heading up himself. So, basically, after that, Deku and Uraka run into the room. And they, they saw that Ida was, planning a secret villain monologue. They both laughed a little. Ida only heard Uraka laughing because we'll say that Deku's laugh was, sort of quieter because he's a bit better with controlling his emotions. I know, right? Deku controlling emotions, crazy. But, he's a bit better with controlling his emotions, so he heard Uraka, and, he's like, Uraka, step out of hiding, and stuff like that. So Uraka steps out, but, since Ida's distracted with her, Deku decides that he should probably sneak towards, the bomb. So, while Ida's letting out his whole villain monologue about how he took out all the debris and how she'll never, be able to get the bomb and he'll never allow it, what's it called? Deku is about to touch it when Bakugo busts in the room and says, "They're both here, idiot." And, Ida immediately, like, turns around and then, like, kicks Deku. We'll say, like, nearly on time. Kicks Deku away from the bomb. And it's about to be a whole, like, brawl. As, he tells Uraka to, like, run out of the room and, like, get Ida out so that, the bomb isn't, like, in danger of exploding, because he's treating it like a real thing. So, Uraka's like, alright, she runs out and then, like, heads down the halls while, he's in the room with Bakugo, which still, the bomb is not nearly any safer because, Bakugo's around. So he's, so he gets up and he's like, so I'm guessing that, you're not willing to just surrender peacefully. Bakugo's like, how the hell did you get a quirk, nerd? Deku's like, I mean, it goes around. Bakugo's pissed off as he rushes at Deku. Deku immediately ducks this and then just jabs him in the gut quickly. Bakugo, he's kind of surprised that Deku, like, actually pulled out any, like, real types of fighting moves. So, he steps back a little before, just like how Bakugo, or how Aizawa did Shigaraki, he grabs Bakugo's arms, Bakugo's, like, arm, pulls him back, and then elbows him in the gut again, double hitting his gut, which, basically knocks the wind out of Bakugo, before he basically uppercuts and then, like, spin kicks him into the wall. Bakugo was not, and I mean was not, expecting any form of technique, let alone that good of technique. So, he wasn't really, like, taking Deku seriously, because he still thinks him as, like, a quirkless loser. So, while Bakugo's indented in the wall, Deku heads for the bomb, he touches it, Hero Team wins, as Ida was, like, about to, like, defeat Uraka. Ida, of course, helps Uraka up. Bakugo, of course, was about, like, Deku was gonna try to help Bakugo. Bakugo refused to help. Bakugo still cries and, like, is about to walk off and stuff like that at the end of the day, and then still has that talk with All Might. That stuff happens. And then, what else? Should I push it any further? No, I don't think I will, because I don't think that I've been recording this video very well, and I don't even want to edit it too much, because I just wanted to get this video out quick, fast, and in a hurry. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys didn't, and you think that, yeah, Aizawa, you didn't really do this video too well, I'm sorry. It's a bit rushed for reasons. And yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. Peace.